Good morning, friends. My name is Rahul Dubey. I'm learning and development professional and your friend for all the learning and development needs. So, as promised, is my last video of my selling skill where I have discussed something related to how to prepare yourself before you are going for a sales call. So, I will be today discussing on the second stage of the selling skill, which is how to open a call. Something which is very very important. So this video is going to be very exciting to understand how will you open a call and make a positive impact itself on the first stage. But before I proceed further, I request all of you to please like, subscribe and share my YouTube channel Learner's Den with Rahul, because it's going to be useful for you and for all your well-beings and colleagues. Now coming back to the topic, sir. So the two-way the topic is how to open a call. What we have classically seen that most of the salesperson actually do not make through itself the barrier of meeting the customer. That's very challenging for them. Second, how if somehow they are able to make it to the customer, they are not able to make a positive impact, and the customer most of the time say that sorry, I'm not interested in product and services, I will call you back, or there is no need of the product right now, etc., etc., all those types of excuses. Now it is not about the customer which is saying that I don't want your product or services. Just understand from the one perspective, if the customer has given you time and if he has called you to meet you, and when are you there meeting to the customer, and at that time if customer is saying that sorry, I do not need your product, I don't need your services, then there is something which is actually problem with the salesperson, not with the customer, because nobody gives such any time to anyone without any purpose. So what we need to understand that when we are there at the customer premises, what all are the things which we need to take care of. So it can be divided into two parts. It can be divided into verbal as well as the non-verbal aspect. Most of the time the people are actually more focusing on the verbal aspect and they ignore the non-verbal aspect. But the fact of the life is that it's the non-verbal aspect which creates more positive and long-lasting impact on the mind of the customer to whom you're talking to, facing face to face, instead of the words which you make use of. So 30% of the weightage goes to the words which you use, and 70% actually contribute to all the non-verbal components. So when you are there at the customer premises, you must take care of your non-verbal aspect first, starting from your grooming sense. Are you well groomed today? Is your hair nicely combed? Is your mustache unkept, or is the beard is clean shaven or not? Are you smelling a foul smell, or you're making use of some, fragrance which is very light, not too dark in fragrance? Are you sweating a lot? So, all those aspects, which you may think that may not be important, but for the customer, all these things are very important, because the customer is not talking to a person sitting in front of him, but he is speaking to an organization. So before entering in any type of engagement with the organization, he or she will want to show that what this organization is capable of, and that's how it starts from the opening of the call. So take care of all your grooming aspect first. Then second, body language. This is very very important, my dear friends. You need to carry a very positive body language. So your shoulders should be upright position. It should not be down like this. It should not be too tight or up like this. Just relax. Just relax. Relax shoulders. That's the point number one. Point number two, eye contact. Eye level is a bi level. That's what everybody say. But I said that eye level gives a lot of confidence. When you look into the eye of the customer understand that you are paying an attention, and probably you are sincere and very serious in understanding the problem statement of the customer and is ready to provide certain solution. So please don't try to take away the eye from the customer. Something like seeing on the left hand side or right hand side or on the up or on the bottom, these all are called the negative glances. When you see on the left hand side, it's just like thief glance. When you see on the right hand side, it means you're not very sure. When you see on the up or right, it means you are not too much serious about the matter, or probably you are not very capable, or probably you're not very, what should I say, you're not very confident. That's what this glances says. So just look into the eyes of the customer. I will say, look into the eyes of the customer, don't stare. Okay, then the other part is, how are you standing, or how are you having your hands like? Do not stand like this with your crossed hands. Do not put your hands at the back. Do not put your hands in the pocket. Do not play with your pocket, and do not jump like this. Do not put your pocket, hands at the back of your pocket and try to make a dance of your hips. Your hand should be in front. It should be like this. It should be open, so that when you are talking to the customer, you can make hand movement in order to support your words. So this is known as the open body posture. So have this posture. While sitting in front of the customer, do not sit while taking one right leg on the top of your left leg. That's a boss position. Just cross your leg and sit straight over there. Don't be sitting like an entente positions. Don't stand like that, whether it's just like an army person has said, you have to be attention please. No, just relax and cool. Have a very positive body language, my dear friends. Now that's what is something, shoes should be very clean, your trousers should be pressed, your shirt should be neat and clean, your eyes should be clean. It should not look like that some dirt has gone into your eyes and it has become red, or some water is coming up. So these all things also make a lot of impact, my dear friend. So once you are assured of your non-verbal component, then let's talk about the verbal component. Now, when the customer is giving a time to any sales executive, so he is always thinking one thing in the back of his mind, and that is known as with him, or what is in it for me. So the customer is always thinking at the back of the mind that if I'm giving a time to this particular salesperson, so how I'm going to get benefit out of him? Is it really valuable to me? Is it going to make some impact? So that's what is going at the back of the mind of the customer. Now how can you crack that is the way how you open a call. So it can be divided into three major steps the way you open your call. And I'm talking about the verbal aspect. First, start with the greeting of the day. Introduce yourself, introduce your organization, and tell the purpose of the visit. I'm again repeating. Start with the greeting of the day and smile on your face. Then introduce yourself, introduce your organization, and state the purpose of the visit, and make use of a statement which can immediately get the customer hook up to you, or which can raise a curiosity in the mind of the customer. This statement is known as interest generating statement, or IGS. This IGS or interest generating statement are small and a powerful statement which immediately help in gaining the attention of the customer, and it raises the curiosity in the mind of the customer, where the customer is saying, oh, that seemed to be some interesting, let me see what this person is going to say. So I'm giving you an example that how are you supposed to introduce yourself. So it's like this. Good morning, sir. My name is Rahul Dubey. I represent ABC Corporation Limited. Sir, I am here with the purpose of letting you know of our services which can actually reduce your turnaround time by 10%. So I have used a statement that I can support you in reducing your turnaround time by 10%. Some of the other IGS statement can be like this. I can help you, sir, in reducing your financial burden by 10 or 15%. I can support you with your lower attrition of the manpower. It can be many things. You can think about this on the basis of the product and services which you offer. But you need to understand that the IGS is a very powerful and impactful statement It should not be like a whole essay. It should be short, simple, and something which can create a curiosity in the mind of the customer, and the customer will be forced to think that this person is talking something which may be beneficial to me. Now let me give him time and let me listen to this. And when he says, oh, that's great, that sounds great. Yeah, tell me, how can you help me? You have won the first stage in the sales. So the next point will be, in order to explain the same thing, I need to have your precious time. Please do not bond your time in the limits like I would like to have you 2 minutes or 5 minutes or 10 minutes. You never know, that customer may come down and say that, time is up and you have just started. So do not limit it in time frame. Just say, I would like to have your precious time in order to explain what is there for you. So I'm again repeating the same thing in Hindi. नमस्कार सर, मेरा नाम राहुल दुबे है। मैं XYZ कॉर्पोरेशन को रिप्रेजेंट करता हूं सर। सर, आज हमारी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ने एक ऐसा प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च किया है जिसके माध्यम से आपके बिजनेस को 10 से 15% मुनाफा हो सकता है। सर, जब आपने मुझे जानने के लिए बोल दिया है तो यही चीज एक्सप्लेन करने के लिए मुझे आपका कीमती वक्त चाहिए होगा सर। तो सर, मैं आपसे बात कर सकता हूं? That's all. You open a call. Remember, 2 important don'ts. Don't make use of close-ended questions in the opening of the call, please. The moment you make use of open-ended question, the answer is certain or uncertain to come in 2 aspects, yes or no. So statement like this, क्या सर मैं आपका कुछ कीमती वक्त ले सकता हूं? सर, can I say no? Sir, can you give me this? Sir, this. So some statement which is having an answer of single question, please avoid those questions in the opening of a call. Otherwise, the call will end over in there. So this was, you need to understand, the opening of the call is the mother of the entire sale process, because the rest of the selling process will only depend upon how positive and impactful presence have you made itself at the first point when you are in discussion with the customer. So if your opening stage is not powerful and impactful, my dear friend, then it is going to create a lot of problem during the other sale calls or sale process. So ensure that your opening of the call is bang on. It is like this, you said, the customer understand and gets your time, and you have the opportunity to display your competency and your product and services offerings. That is why I say that the opening of the call and the closing of the call are the 2 most critical and the important aspect in a sales call. So in the last, just in order to recap, always ensure that be careful about 2 aspects during the opening of a call, that is verbal and non-verbal. So the non-verbal aspect, take care of your dressing, grooming sense, and your body language and your smile on the face and eye contact. And as far as the verbal component is concerned, introduce yourself with that smile, introduce your organization, tell the purpose of the visit, and make use of an interest generating statement in order to create a curiosity in the mind of the customer. My dear friend, you can create too many ideas as whatever you want depending upon the type of the offerings or the industry in which you are working. I can tell you lots of examples for ideas, but this video will then go on and become around some 2 or 4 years back. 2 or 4 hours, sorry, not years. But anybody who want to understand more how to make use of an IGS can drop in comment in my video, and I will tell them how to create that IGS, right? So with this, we come to the end of the today's session, which is opening of the call. In the next video, I will be discussing more about, so once you are in the customer space and you have got the permission from the customer to speak, then how should you proceed, which is known as sales or post opening of the call, which will include the probing skill and the other aspect. So till then, keep watching my channel, Learner's Den with Rahul. In the last, here your friend is requesting you to please like, subscribe and share this video as much as you can, because your motivation, your likes is something which will keep me going, and I will be more and more uploading to more learning videos for all of you. If you have liked this episode, please do drop your comment and be there with me. So till when we meet again, have a good day, keep rocking and have a keep selling. Here your friend Rahul saying bye bye. Take care.